Hey family, here are the 8 last lessons I've learned 53 years on earth. Yesterday was my 54th birthday. Thank you all for all the birthday shout outs. So let's jump into it. Number one is mental health, taking it so seriously. I am so thankful. The best thing I ever did in my life was to start my mental health journey. I really wish that I had been in therapy when I was as early as 10. That is actually 9. I started seeing signs of I was very angry. I was a very angry child, very angry teenager, even in my 20s. And it wasn't just anger, it was rage. And I didn't know at the time where it came from. Now I know it was birthed through trauma. And so all my life, I hated myself because I couldn't control this rage. I would act out. I know it was embarrassing for my family. It made me retreat and fall back from people because it was almost like I never knew when it was going to show up. It also was rooted in not loving myself because I was so heavy and how people treated me and the negative self-talk I told myself. So it was a myriad of catastrophic mental thought processes that caused me to be angry. But here I am now, thank God, 54. And I can honestly say I'm not who I used to be. It almost makes me want to cry because I suffered in silence for so long. And some of you all also, your children, if you see signs that your children are very angry, please get them some help. Don't just sit there and be like, well, he's just like his father. No, I don't give a damn. Well, maybe his father needed therapy. Don't let that young boy or that young girl, especially that black male, suffer in silence because that's not normal. That is not normal. And again, I don't like to use the word normal because normal is relative, but it is not healthy. Because when you can't control that kind of anger, that is why many of our prisons are filled up the way they are. Okay? The second thing is don't let people shame you from taking medication that trained doctors prescribe for you. This is why I very rarely suggest that people just go to a pastor for therapy, for counseling. Again, there's nothing wrong with that if he or she is trained. But many of y'all have these bootleg, old school, uneducated pastors that all get up in the pulpit, hoop and holler, and they say all you need is Jesus. No, I almost cuss. All you need is Jesus, a good therapist, and some of you some damn medication. Stop letting people make you feel, well, no, just pray about it. No, listen, if there was a cure, someone told you have cancer, but we have this medication that you can take that will help you, wouldn't you take it? It's just like for me, okay, breast cancer runs in my family on my father's side, right? So I did all the BRCA testing and everything, and my doctors were like, listen, there's this medication that we can give you that can help lessen your chances dealing with your estrogen, your hormones, and everything. You want to take it? Yeah, hell yeah, I want to take it. Okay? That's the same with you and your mental health. If you know and your doctor is prescribing, this is a trained professional, and you trust them, and they're like, look, here's a little something that might help take the edge off or just help you so that eventually we can, it calm you to the point so when we work through your issues, then maybe one day we can wean you off of this medication. That's what you want, and that's what I did. And I'll never forget, I had this one young lady who was crazier than me, and I hate to use the word crazy, I'm just being funny, right? But her mental issues was much, she clearly. And she was like, Angela, you shouldn't take that. You should just believe God. And I'm thinking, bitch, and be crazy like you? Hell to the no. No, I'm not. Well, God can heal. Yeah, but God going to heal me along with taking this medicine. That's what he's going to do. Because God gave people, doctors and scientists, to put together compounds so that I don't have to be walking around here crazy. I don't have to. And stop it. As you Christian people, you walking around here with your holy oil and all that. No, damn it. We need more than that. We need some help. We've been suffering. The black church has suffered too freaking long. Stop telling people come to the prayer line and lay hands on them. No, what you need to do is say, hey, come, let me give you the name of a good therapist. Or take them to rehab. Get them some damn help. Some natural help. You're a spirit being living a natural existence. And we need natural remedies. If you had constipation, am I going to lay hands on you and say now, in the name of Jesus, I command you to poop? No, bitch, go get me some Miralax. I'm sorry, I digress. But I take it seriously because I've had that happen to me, and they make you feel guilty. They play on the fact that you love God, but you know you need some help. You know that's your mind, something's going on. You've been through so much bullshit. You've been touched the wrong way. You've been mistreated. You've been ostracized, and it takes a toll not only on your mental health, but then also messes with your chemicals in your body. That's why some of you right now, you can't get pregnant. Some of you want to have a baby, but right now you all are so mixed up and so trauma-filled with trauma is just oozing through your body to the last thing your body can do is produce the hormones and what it needs to bring forth life. So I learned, don't let nobody shame you in your mental health journey. If you have to get away and go somewhere, you go do that. If you know you're suffering with some type of addiction, if it's drinking, if it's drugs, whatever it is, you go get you some help. Damn what them people gonna say about you. It was getting to the point my drinking was so damn bad, y'all. Over the past 2 years, I had been fucking over drinking like crazy. Like crazy. And again, just things surfacing. Trauma after year, decade after decade, until it just bubbles over. And I was like, to the point, I don't give a damn. I'm going to go somewhere and get me some help. Well, the one place I was going to go through, it fell through. Long story short, God, along with prayer, my therapist, and medication. They even have medication to help take the what do you call it? The desire, the craving for that wine or that drink away. It helps. And I'm sitting here in front of you sober. And that's the best fucking feeling I've had in a very long time. Very long time. Don't let people get you off of your mental health game. Because they're going to talk about you whether you're in a straitjacket or you sitting straight up in church. They're going to talk about you no matter what. Next, I've learned you have to slow down to speed up. Sometimes you got to slow down to just speed up. I have always been just go. Do what you got to do. You got to get all this education. You got to do. See, my father, honestly, he was raised that way. He just going. Never could sit down. I used to feel guilty if I sat down. We couldn't like sleep late on a Saturday. You know, honestly, if I really believe if my father, when was diagnosed as a kid, he probably, because his father put a lot of pressure on him and stress, my father, I'm sure, had anxiety. I'm sure. Because he raised me. I can't speak for my siblings. I don't know how, I can only say I was extremely anxious. Because if you can't never sit down, you can't watch TV, everything's a chore, everything's got to be rooted in schoolwork, everything's got to be rooted in a purpose. And it should be, but damn, let me be a fucking kid, right? And I'm not mad at my parents. They did the best they could, because parents are only human beings who put on this earth and they birth children, and we all try to do the best they can. And my parents did a damn great job with us. And once you get past a certain age, you got to stop blaming your parents, put your big girl panties and underwear on, and say, okay, my parents gave me life and gave me what I needed, sustainability, and now I got to get out here and do the fuck I got to do and stop blaming them. And that's a word for some of you. So, but slowing down to speed up, you just got to slow down. Sit for a minute and say, okay, God, what's up? What do you want from me? And my last lesson, and the most important one I learned, you got to know God for yourself. I'm telling you, the church, I don't care if it's the black church or the white church, these crooked men who have led churches, and not all, because there's some amazing men and women of God too, but a lot of these men driven by their own lust, arrogance. That's why it's easy for them to cheat on their spouses or do demonic things with children or homosexual acts and then pretend to be straight. It's because they really don't know who God is. Because if they did, some of the things they do or say and try to be so controlling from the pulpit, it wouldn't happen. I have sat under churches where I look at the pastor, I'm like, I know this joker, I'm not doing what he say. I'm not. And he could be loving his wife. He could be, but if something don't sit right with me, I will eat the meat and spit out the bones. I don't care. I am not fazed by the okey doke, all the praise dancing, all this unnecessary bullshit, I'm going to call it. When you can sit there and talk to God himself, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Shalom, Jehovah Tsidkenu, and you can tell him and talk to him. Don't let people manipulate you into believing the God they want you to believe. Because most people, the God they want you to serve is one that is a controlling God. Because the pastor wants to control you. You get to know God for yourself. And there are great pastors out there. I'm not saying there aren't. And yes, it's good to have a pastor. But what I am saying is know God for yourself. Thank y'all so much. Can you like, share, and subscribe? And thank y'all for all the birthday shout outs. Love you. Bye.